What's happening? We are back, kinda. We have been absent for a while because we just had a lot of stuff going on. Let's catch you up to speed here.
I think we're accomplishing the goal. Let's keep rolling.
Let you know just why we haven't done squat around Streetcar Chronicles. Well, finally got the pad extension poured and got the side pad done. All the grade work and all that good jazz, drainage and whatnot. Said some French drains put on the house, and had to fix some of the lay of the land here. Put a culvert in underneath this, and we've been waiting for concrete to dry and cure up. And well, this stuff just takes time, and when your shop's torn down and you got giant holes in the ground all in front of it, you really don't get to work inside of it. Not to mention that when they cut this concrete pad out here that was originally here so they could make it level with the one that's in the shop, they didn't use any water on the blade, so covered the entire shop and all the vehicles in concrete dust. And I mean a lot. And now Christmas is right around the corner, but we've got some time on our hands, so I think we need to get back to work on this unnamed GMC. Catch you up to speed where we left off. Motor's in the truck, transmission's in the truck. It just needs, everything else done. So we're just gonna start picking a section and getting to work on it. We have the Christmas cruise coming up this weekend. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to make it with this because the shop being, inaccessible for a few days, it really put a delay on things, and getting the exhaust built is the main thing that needs to be done to this truck, and we're just not going to have time to do it. I'm considering buying a mandrel bit kit. Don't mind that, it's just stuff falling on my shop again. Anyway, I'm thinking about buying a mandrel bit 3-inch exhaust pipe kit from Amazon's, and building my own exhaust. It's something I've never done before. I usually always have somebody do that. But, I kind of want to try to do it myself. So we may be doing that in the near future. We'll see. I'll make a video on it, of course. It'll be horrible to watch because I'm not a welder. I can weld a little bit. I plan on giving myself a few test runs before I actually start doing it. But I think it'd be fun for me to do. Challenge myself. So I'm very particular about exhaust. I'm almost kind of weird about it. And nobody ever quite gets it exactly the way I want it. So maybe I can do it myself. Maybe I can't. Maybe I get in the middle of it and I throw up the towel and say, the hell with it, I'm done. But I'd like to swing at it. And I think it'd be kind of fun to teach Jake, something we can both learn together. But long story short, either way, we've got to get it running and we got to get this done. So it's time to quit procrastinating and get to work. So we're just going to pick some holes here. There's plenty to do. We're just going to shoot the gap and, make some headway. One of the issues that I'm having here is that this crank pulley for the serpentine setup isn't real happy with that balancer. It doesn't want to set flush. And it's weird. It kind of wants to go in there, but not really. So I'm going to do what anybody else would do. Put a little Vaseline on it. I've cleaned it up with sandpaper. Cleaned up the balancer, sandpaper. I'm going to stick bolts in it, see if I can run it down and shove it in there. I don't like stupid things like this. It drives me crazy. All right, well, use a little bit of hammer, a little bit of wood, a little bit of the oogas, and she's on. All right, well, we got this bracketry set on the motor here. We're gonna mock up, pulleys line up good. We're gonna put the other side on. And of course, doesn't freaking fit. This little guy here is rubbing on the intake right here where that bolt hole goes in, where that bolt hole is. So I'm gonna take a little bit off that bracket with the Death Wheel 9000. I'm just gonna take it, try to get it flat as possible, and we should be good to go. Stock, it should fit. Well, it should if it has stock intake. So we'll make the modifications and then zippity-doo all day. Got it all cleaned up, flattened down. Let's see if that works. Well, we got that set up on there. You know, it doesn't look like woo, but let me tell you, doing that little trade with Chad, put a little pss on it, looks better than $1,500 worth of March bracketry and pulleys to make the AC and everything work with the serpentine belt. So I'll take it. We got to remember, this is meant to be driven. So simplistic but clean. Simplistic but clean. Keep telling yourself that, Ryan. Simplistic and clean. That's looking pretty good. I gotta go get some studs. We're gonna have to run to the store because I'm missing one water pump stud. And the new water pump didn't come with any, which is awesome. We need to get a couple extra bolts. I need to get some longer bolts for the converter because we got a little bit of a spacing problem. I got about yay gap I've got to suck in. And I think it's just because the small block had little standouts on the flex plate and the big block is flat. So that's why we've got a difference in gap there. And you want it, you know, with the converter, you want it no tighter than an 1/8 inch and no looser than 3/8 of an inch. So we got to suck that gap up. So we're gonna run to the store and get that stuff because it is Saturday. A lot of places are gonna be closed tomorrow and Monday. Closed tomorrow and Monday for Christmas. So we'll get the stuff we need now so that we can, you know, work in between and not get stopped on something stupid. But we got to get the headers in the truck next. So get this stuff finished up, get the headers on it, and then we'll stab the distributor, turn it top dead center, get the distributor in it, and we may go ahead and pick up some spark plugs too. All right, we got back from O'Reilly's, got some stuff that we needed. Let me tell you something, guys. It really makes me consider even continuing doing this stuff anymore. I mean, a little bit of fuel line, one idler pulley, one low pressure switch, 4 bolts, water neck, fuel filter. I got a thermostat housing that I ordered, and that's it. $170? Really? $170? I mean, I don't understand how we're going to continue doing anything if we keep this up. I'm just blown away. These fittings, $10 a piece. Pressure switch, $70, $65, I think, something like that. Anyway, so we're gonna continue on. I'm gonna swap this idler out because that doesn't really, that ain't gonna cut it. So swap that out. Mind you, I'm still gonna have to swap to this compressor because the compressor that was on this truck is a V-belt, and it's different. It's just different. It's the same, but it's different. And you know, and it was on this side, so none of my lines are going to work because they came across and back. So I need to get, I guess, lines for a dually, I'm assuming. But we'll get to that when we get there. We don't need it to, you know, start the truck and run it because obviously the clutch won't engage. So anyway, rocking and rolling. I'm going to replace the fuel line here. I'm going to put the the oil pressure switch in, and then pull the plugs out, and we're going to put the headers on, And the water neck that I have actually might work with the stock hose that was with the small block. I kind of just did a quick test fit and it looked like it did. So we're gonna throw it back in there and see if it will work. And if so, then I won't, I'll take that $30 water neck back that I need, because the dualies, or the 3500 K3500s that the big block would have been in, they had a straight up thermostat housing, whereas I've got a cocked. So I'll show you that in a minute. All right, I went ahead and replaced that idler pulley. I was gonna go ahead and put the radiator in, but I had Jake clean up the fan shroud. Threw a little paint on it. Took the fan apart, cleaned it up, threw a little paint on it, and I don't know, nobody's ever gonna see it, but I know it's there. And if you got it apart, now's the time to clean it. Put a fresh coat of paint on it so it stays nice. All right, it's looking pretty good. I got an idea for that air cleaner. Don't pay attention to it yet. It's a mock-up deal, but I'm gonna put the headers back. I'm gonna put the headers in here shortly too. I'm gonna tighten up the motor mount bolts once and for all, and then I'll go ahead and put the headers in it, throw the spark plugs back in it. We're gonna do some wiring repair. That's the next thing. We got some wires that, to the gauges or whatever, they're just really, not really sure what happened to this truck. But, I mean, as you can see, not good. It's only on a few select wires. I don't know if something got in here and chewed on it, or if that's just from years and years of oil and crap. Got the power steering pump hooked up. Got a new oil pressure sensor on there. Gonna have to move these lines around. I've kind of moved them a little bit. Power steering pump obviously is a little further over than it was with the small block, but I kind of got an idea for that too. They actually work pretty well, but I'll make that look a little bit better. Yeah, rocking and rolling. I mean, just a little bit at a time, right? Inch by inch, step by step. I think it looks pretty good. I basically want it to look clean, I want it to look like it was supposed to be there. I don't want it to look like, it was butchered. And I think we're accomplishing the goal. I mean, I could have just thrown a big block in it and negated all the other crap, took all the wires out of it, took all the vacuum hoses out of it, and called it a day. But I want it to look like it was supposed to be there. But I also like it clean with a little bit of shine. So I think we're accomplishing the goal. Let's keep rolling. Well, we got pretty well. I mean, we got a lot of headway done today. I need to find the bolts to go to this. But I think, that'll work. That's gonna clear just nice. I think it should clear the hood. I might have to shorten it just a hair, but I mean, not bad. I'll probably just shorten it a little bit and call it a day. Starting to look like a truck again. I have run into another problem that I didn't really think about, but this fan shroud's for a small block with V-belts, and this serpentine setup kind of moves everything around, so I'm gonna have to trim here. I have to trim the crank pulley. You can't see it down there, and then I have to figure out. I haven't run a clutch fan in forever, so I'm like, radiator's in, fan shroud's in. How the hell am I gonna get that fan on there? I think you have to go in all at once, and that would be why they put studs on the and that would be why they put studs on a water pump pulley versus bolts, because you can't line it all up. I don't know. We're getting there. Getting down to the little stupid things that drive me crazy. But today was good progress. I've got a lot of stuff to do underneath the truck too, but I decided to keep it on the ground today. Let's focus on what's going on up top. I need to figure out where to mount my regulator. I'm going to run the fuel line. I'm going to have to change the way the fuel lines run too. I've got some AN line and stuff that I may use. I wasn't going to use it, but I think I'm going to be forced to with the way I'm running this stuff now. So we'll come back at it tomorrow for a little bit, and probably after Christmas. So that's going to do it for this one. I know it's not much, but I've got to put out something, and I feel like I've kind of left everybody in the dark on what's going on with this thing, and quite honestly, I've kind of left myself in the dark on what's going on with this thing. So it's just, this is what we got, and we're working through it. We'll have it running pretty quick, but progress is progress. A wise man once said, Ryan, if you spend 1 hour a day working on your project, 1 hour a day, it'll get done a lot faster than if you procrastinate about it for weeks on end. And that's completely true. I mean, I spent a few hours today, nothing crazy, got a lot done. It's time for dinner, so we'll call it here, come back to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So anyway, thanks for stopping in. Be sure to hit the like button on the way out. Share it with a friend. Always be scribing, because, I know it's bland right now. We're used to a little more, pizzazz, a little more banter, if you will. But this is, just what I'm dealing with. I'm working through the motions, and it is what it is. We got the Christmas cruise coming up. This won't be there, sadly. But we're going to go, and, it's our deal that we started, so we're going to go, and we're going to film everything that's going on. Got a lot of hot rods coming out. Should be pretty decent weather. So, we'll get that out sometime after Christmas. And before I go back to work, this thing will run. I've got about 10 days left. So this thing will run before I leave. May not have the exhaust done, but it will run. So look forward to that. Stay tuned. Unnamed GMC is about to be back on the road. We'll see you next time.